what's next.
Let's talk about Bones and Bones 2. Let's talk about Bones 2 first, because Bones 1's going to take a little while.
It is. Actually, I don't know. Yeah. Let's talk about Bones 2 first. Bones was a Kickstarter done last year by Reaper Miniatures to finance a range of plastic miniatures. It's not a hard plastic, it's kind of like a kind of soft, like a bit better than board game plastic, really. And the idea was to finance getting loads of their metal stuff done to
Fantasy
plastic.
Flight Games quality bendy plastic.
I don't know, it's just a little bit better than that. I mean,
well,
it's similar. It's very similar. It captures detail better, I think.
It's only swords and things which are
swords, spears, bit bendy. But I mean, hot water, I think you can redo it. But yeah, there was a big Kickstarter last year, Reaper Bones 1. You basically put down like a core set which got loads of models added to it. I think it was about 100 models in the end for £60, $99 or so.
It was very, very popular. We know several people, not just us. Well, I say us, I didn't do it, but not just you that did it. Joe. Hello, Joe.
Yeah. Hi, Joe.
You got it. You had a couch full of models.
Indeed.
When I talk about lots of models now, I say a couch full. That's my saying for it.
Well, we got 6 dragons, I think, in the end, and they were working out something stupid like £10 each.
And these aren't small dragons. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, well, again, I'll put pictures up with scale so you can see the size of it. So you'll be looking at those now. See, I can't click my fingers like this. It sucks. It's a bit better, thank you.
So it's been very popular. It was a huge success. People are happy with what they've got.
Mm-hmm.
And now we've got Bones 2. What's Bones 2?
Bones 2 is more of the same, basically. More of the same. They probably don't need to do it, but the amount of money they did last time, why not?
So what's happening with Bones? Is Bones going to be a retail thing?
Yes.
Because
there are not many people.
Dragon we're going to talk about in a minute. We've got the box, and the box is stand up.
Retail box?
Yes. For people in retail.
Caradrax, the something.
Yes, whatever. You've got the important stuff on there. You've got the safety.
Yeah,
thing.
It's ready to go.
The SKU part number. You've got a barcode, which is very important. They've done a nice thing and put the name of the person who sculpted it on there. So yeah, this is retail ready.
Yeah, absolutely. There's not many people in the UK carry it. Obviously, Reaper being an American company, there are many UK distributors, which is one of the problems with the second Kickstarter. Now, with the first Kickstarter, there was a flat shipping cost of, I believe it was $25. Now, unfortunately, Reaper kind of stung themselves a little bit here, because you'd have lots of people in Australia and Europe ordering massive consignments. I mean, mine got hit by a customs charge because customs didn't believe the valuation that Reaper put on the box. So I think Reaper lost quite a bit of money on the postage. So this time around, you actually pay actual postage charges.
Yes,
coupled with
I can see how that
customs.
I can see how that would put people off. Because if you're paying nearly as much for the product you're buying in shipping,
yes, then
it doesn't seem like such a good idea.
Well, I think it worked out that the £60 initial Bones 2 pledge, you're looking at 30 to 40 quid postage on top, and then you're looking at on top of that possibly customs charges,
which is going to money you're spending money that you could add onto your pledge.
This is the thing. So I'm provisionally pledged on it at the moment. I need to do some looking into it to work out how much it's going to be worth. That said, I will also say that aside from a couple of bits and pieces, the stuff that they've done for Bones 2 doesn't look quite as nice as the stuff for Bones 1.
We'll put up some pictures.
Oh, I've already googled all these, so there'll be pictures throughout of
let people
Bones
decide.
1 and Bones 2.
Let us know if you agree or not.
But Bones 2's got, I think, about 10 days left on it, give or take. So yeah, I mean, check it out. It looks pretty good. It's already hit. Was it 1.5 million?
It's funded then.
Oh, good. Oh, it funded within about 2 hours.
Was that as quick as Mantic's Mars Tax? How long did that take?
I don't know. I think they're after less money. I'd have to look into it. There's something called Kick Tracker, which is a website you can go on that tracks Kickstarters over their life, so you can see actually how quickly it takes things to fund. But Reaper was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. I think it hit 1 million.
I think it helps that
in
people have
24 hours.
People have seen the end product of their Kickstarter and they have it in hand now.
Yeah,
but you haven't had it very long, but you've had it enough to put those things together.
Oh, it's all really nice. I like it. It's a perfectly viable material. As I say, it's quite detailed.
Speaking of viable materials, let's get our hands on some of this now. I went through one box of how many boxes have you got?
2 or 3.
2 or 3. Well, I can see 3 over there. You shook You shook Sam's box at me.
There's a box there,
and there's big boxes everywhere which have got dragons.
And we've got a box of the surplus stuff we're selling down there.
Yeah, so
that's been 150 28mm models.
I'm sure if I kept looking, I'd find even more nice stuff. But I picked a couple of bits that were just in one box, which Alan's going to put pictures up of.
Look at the Cthulhu.
Yes, there's a Cthulhu, and it is very nice. Even though it's made of this sort of softy plastic, which makes it come across as a sort of really good quality action figure.
Yeah, it's definitely got that kind of vibe about it.
More than a sculpted model.
But I'd rather that than tentacles that snap off.
Yeah, I mean the detail is really crisp on these, and this is a big monster, and it's got a lot of weight to it. There's a lot of
about 8 inches tall.
Yeah.
About 8 inches tall.
And then they come with really nice sculpted bases as well.
Calidrax, the Bone Drake's got a really nice base.
I just want to go through these ones that I picked out of the box. So here we've got a generic Chaosy Warrior. It's just pretty much a one-piece model, I would have thought.
Yeah, they are a one-piece. All the 28mm one-piece.
Yeah, and there's so much detail on here. Just little skulls, lots of different armour plates. The shield has got some teeth on it. For what they are, that's really good.
When you consider these were costing us absolute maximum 50p a model.
50p a model?
Maybe a bit more. Not a lot at all.
You can see why people have been throwing so much money down on it. I mean, the range is Dungeoneering models.
Yeah. I think they've actually got tied in with Pathfinder and things like that as well.
Yeah, which is a very popular line, and we'll talk about that maybe another day. We'll have a look into it, because we're not big RPG players, but we'll have a look into that.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, this next one, this is a Beholder, isn't it?
I have no idea. It reminded me of the Cacodemon from Doom.
A round, fleshy mass of flesh with a huge mouth in it, a single eye, and lots of little tentacles on the top and bottom. There's so much texture on this model. Yeah,
and it's captured really well. The detail is maybe a tiny bit soft. I would say be careful when you undercoat it.
Yeah,
light coat.
A light coat of primer, and don't be too stingy on the water which you mix in with the paints. Now here I've got two different wizards.
I love that character. He's awesome.
Yeah, the
big scroll.
That guy is the guy with the scroll, and that's got tons of character. That could be a Games Workshop Finecast model, and you'd be perfectly happy with that.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Apart from the fact that it's a Finecast model.
Well, I will say actually, I had the opportunity to look at some newer Finecast bits recently, and it does look a lot better.
Well, I've got Illic Night Spear at home. I'll crack him open and have a look. And
I looked at some of these Nurgle Demon prints. You know, the big guy with the big chin sack.
A model which was metal originally.
Yes, exactly. And I've got to say, I was looking at that, and that looked crisp. It looked really good. Finecast might have sorted itself out a little bit.
And this other wizard, he's got fingers. He's doing a little incantation there, and he's got his hand out, and he's wiggling his fingers. And they've caught that. His individual fingers are there. So
I really like that piece. Have a look at that.
Oh, I'll have a quick look at this one. This is a Lish.
Yeah, it's like a Lish Lord type thing.
He's quite a big guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he looks great. I really like it. There's a lot of character in the Reaper stuff, a lot of it.
I mean, we need you to get some primer on these at least to see how they're going to look when they're...
Yeah, I've got to say, I'm not sure that the models are going to... The pictures, are going to quite come out, because the plastic's quite shiny.
I'm sure other people have taken pictures, and they wouldn't mind us if we used them for informative purposes.
Or I'll even nick them off the Kickstarter.
Yes, that'd be an idea. Now, you also got a load of props.
Yeah, there's loads of dungeon scenery.
I'm looking right now at a fountain.
It's a fountain, yeah.
Ah, the detail on this. The headstone part has got a Geiger-esque female head. Lots of tentacles coming off it. Loads. There's texture on the rock. It's got runes sculpted into it. It's very, very nice. Then we've got a coffin for a midget.
Yes.
Or a little person, which has got its interior's got material. What am I thinking of? My brain.
Upholstery.
Yes, silk.
Yeah, silk. And you've got like a lace around the pillow and everything.
Yeah, with little flower on it, roses. The top of the casket has got roses on. The sides of the casket have got roses sculpted into them. There's undead heads. So much detail in that. It's really nice. And then you've got the Mimic, I believe this is called. It's little,
no, that's just a treasure chest.
This is just a treasure chest with a pile of treasure.
It actually goes with a pirate who's got a treasure chest on his shoulder.
Ah, well, I thought that was just on its own, but that's even cooler.
Yeah, it came themed in sets. So you have the Dark Lord set, you have the Hero set, and then there's like a Halfling set, which is pretty cool.
Well, the next model I've got in my hand is the Mimic Unleashed. So if you're not familiar with D&D, sometimes if you go to open a chest of treasure, it turns out to be a giant mouth that wants to bite you. And that's what I've got here. It's transformed into the Mimic. It's coming up. It's going to get you. And then you've got a couple of the big ones.
Indeed.
This Bone Giant would look good in a Kemrian army. It is.
Now, the sick thing about this is that Bone Giant cost me $10, I think.
$10?
$10.
$10?
But that was a Kickstarter price. But I think probably haven't got time to look up right now. But I'll see if I can find the actual price.
Oh yeah, you can do a graphic. You can just have the.
But I think that the actual price for this Reaper Bone stuff, I don't think that Bone Giant's any more than $25, which is like what, 15 quid.
Yeah,
you're looking at a model that's what 6.5, 7 inch tall.
Yeah, I mean with the material they're using, I don't think they can be charging premium prices for this. But the quality of the sculpt, the quality of the pose. The overall.
I think that look great in a Kemri army.
Yeah, I mean this looks great on its own, but it's a really nice model. I think $15 is
steal.
Or $20 is a steal. Yeah. Now you've got a lot of really nice dragons.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the smaller ones.
That's the mid-sized dragon.
The
Clockwork Dragon's the smallest one.
I'd like to see
Worm gear. Yeah, I'll get him out. One sec.
Well, this dragon comes in what 6-8 parts.
Yeah, about that.
It is on a. Well, you can see it's on this base. It's got giant wings. This is a zombie dragon. There's a lot of undead dragons in the range. It's quite tall. How tall's that? Is that 10?
That's about 10 to 11 inches.
Yeah, 10 to 11 inches. And the bone giant that you showed me
is
the bone
colossal.
Dragon,
I'll put a scale photo. It's massive.
Massive.
It looks like it could swallow a 28 mil model. I mean, swallow it just outright.
I sound excited because I'm seeing a couple of the smaller monsters for the first time. They look
that's the griffin and his wings.
Classic dragon, classic griffin. Looks like a griffin should. Very nice. One-piece models, but you stick that on an Arcane base, you can use that in anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the wings are separate. It's just, I think it's just really nice, and I think the price that you're paying for stuff, it's just crazy cheap. Now those are the only bits that are in this plastic. I don't know why they've done it like that, but those are the only bits that are in that plastic. It's almost like plasticard.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear this. But that is a different material. This is a hard material rather than a soft material, which the rest of the models are in. I
think it's because the wings are very long and straight, and I think if they made it out of this,
it would be bendy.
It'd bend it, so yeah.
Oh, that is really nice. It's a robot. It's basically a robot dragon.
Yeah, it's clockwork.
Steampunk dragon.
Yeah, exactly.
That is very nice. So yes, with Bones, I've missed out. That's an awful shame.
Well, it is, but there are quite a few people who have bought multiples who are selling the bits on eBay. Now, you're not going to get them dirt cheap as you would in the Kickstarter, but some of them are actually quite reasonable. Some of the pieces aren't very expensive. The dragons tend to be, unfortunately, people are making their money back off those.
Yeah, but the nice dragons, which are models and not those sort of porcelain things you find in shops in the high street, are not that easy to come by.
No.
If you want to talk dragons, Luke Wilson, who hasn't managed to call us while we're filming today.
Yes. Well, my phone's on silent anyway, so it might have been.
He's got some nice Rackham dragons that he's shown me. They're really nice, but you can't get them anymore, unfortunately. You may be able to get them in the future. I think they were trying to re-release everything. I don't know how that's
I think
going.
he's also got one of those heresy dragons as well.
Yes, which I hear is massive.
It's amazing. He bit off a bit more than he could chew, the guy, because it's so time-consuming and so
I have been looking at his
intensive.
Facebook page. He seems to be redoing the moulds every 5 minutes because it's such a big,
it's an absolute
model.
Beast.
So Bones, 2 thumbs up. It's one of our favourite Kickstarters next Darklands.
Yeah, when we were talking about Kickstarters last time round, and I said I loved Darklands. Obviously, that's really good. Oh, and they're not Yizins. Apparently, they're Izians. There was a gameplay video that I watched, and we pronounced it completely wrong.
The Y is silent.
Yes, exactly.
But their underwear is invisible.
Yes, exactly. It was really crazy watching this gameplay video because they're not. I don't think they're Welsh. Are they Welsh? They didn't sound Welsh in the gameplay video. They're just rattling off all these Welsh words. It was almost like watching it.
Put a link. Let people decide for themselves.
I don't know if I can actually, because it was made available to download to Kickstarters as a FMV thingy. It's not. I don't think it's online. It probably will be at some point. But
you Kickstarter people and your perks.
Well, exactly.
Right. Well, that's it for Kickstarter.
But yeah, Bones is great. It's so much stuff. So much stuff. I'll put a picture up of the photo I took when we had it on the table, and it's we've got like a 4x3 coffee table here. I think that's what I've got, and it was covered. It was just absolutely covered in models.
It was a couch load of miniatures.
Indeed, yes, Joe, a couch, and Joe's couch is quite large.
Yes. Now, Black Library.
Yeah, just really to speak about Black Library and what they're doing at the moment. I don't know. It's maybe we're just remembering the glory days again, but Black Library doesn't seem to be as great as it used to be.
I don't know. I'm enjoying the books I'm reading.
Oh no, don't get me wrong.
They're recent books.
Yeah.
I seem to be reading more fantasy books than 40k books. Only really because Christopher buys books. He buys the fantasy books.
Yeah.
And I end up reading those.
I'm still trawling my way through Neferata.
Whereas if I read the Warhammer 40k books, I tend to borrow yours.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe it is all the Heresy's fault, but they seem to be the only books that I really look forward to now.
Well, it's because they've got an ongoing story which is engaging, and you're looking forward to that next part.
I mean, Age of Exterminatus and Betrayal were just phenomenal.
Yeah,
really, really good.
The other books are pretty much self-contained, apart from the odd one, which is either Graham McNeill or Dan Abnett, which are the ones we've read. If you'd like to suggest Black Library books for us to look at and for Alan to do a review of, stick a comment in, and we'll look into getting.
If you look on the reviews page on the Conclave of Heart website, you'll see that there are a host of reviews on there of books that I've read and then reviewed, and absolutely. I don't know. I mean, I do. I do still like Black Library.
I don't think there's a problem. I haven't noticed it, but then you've been reading books more than me.
Maybe it's just they're doing a lot of stuff digitally now. There's no, I don't know.
You haven't got an e-reader.
I refuse to adopt technology.
So we don't have e-readers, so we're missing out. But you have got up there an awful lot of books. There's the Space Marine stories ones. How did you find those? Because they're a bit hit and miss, I find.
Yes. Thank you for taking me on to the Space Marine story, or Space Marine battles. When that first Space Marine battles was first announced, I was like, "Oh, brilliant! This sounds. I couldn't wait." All of those stories that you've read about in codexes, and all the important battles like Icar 4, High Fleet Beowulf,
or Ishtar. Ishtar.
I have no idea. Has it ever been said? I'm not sure.
Well, nobody's said. Well, a couple of people said Tyranids, but technically it should be
Tyranids, because the planet Tyran. Yeah, I know. But nobody says Tyranids.
No, Tyranids sounds better.
Somebody did on Sunday. Somebody said Tyranids, and I was like, he's right. I can't say anything, but we'll just call them Tyranids or Nids.
Well, you just say Tyranids when he says Tyranids. You say Tyranids, I say Tyranids.
But especially in battles, I thought it was going to be all these epic battles, and it did kind of start out like that. I mean, obviously, Ring's World was your first book, and then Hell's Reach.
The one with Grimaldus.
That was Hell's Reach.
Yeah, that was really
pretty good. And then you had a return to, is it Piscina 4?
Piscina.
Exactly.
Have I read all of these? I'm going to take a couple of books home with me. I've lent you a couple of books. I'm going to take a couple of books home.
Yeah, cool. But as time's gone on, the Space Marine Battles book series has been less about the epic battles. I think Battle for the Fang is probably the best one I've read, or the last great one.
I preferred Hell's Reach to Battle of the Fang. Battle of the Fang was a good story. It had a Primarch in, so those tend to be pretty good whatever.
Hell's Reach was a little bit, I don't know, a little bit brief. It is certainly one of the thinner books up there. But I mean, after a while it just seemed to be, we've got a Space Marine story, let's bung it in this Grange. And then you get Chaos Space Marines in there. There's a Chaos Space Marine book, Siege of Castellax. That's about Iron Warriors.
Yeah, well, that's Space Marines. I mean, I'm looking at the books from here.
I've not got the last 4.
They're standard size books, but you've got them next to some omnibuses.
Yes.
Now, I think to do a lot of those stories really well, Games Workshop needs to let people do books that size.
Yes.
They need to allow them to write a book that long, because there's the writers who are writing these books are talented people. If they're given free rein to do that, I mean, love Dan Abnett's books, but we do get to a point where we're getting to the end of Dan Abnett's book, and a lot of stuff should happen. But then it's all sometimes for story reasons. I mean, you can't write up a week-long battle with Titans.
No. You
need to truncate a little bit, but sometimes it feels like you're rushing to get to the end.
The other thing is, these books are just snapshots as well. They are just snapshots of the universe. It's not like, for example, George R.R. Martin, who's ridiculous size.
No, but Horus Heresy is.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is they're trying to split up Horus Heresy as much as possible. So, for example, these books could be amalgamated quite a lot, but they're not. So, like, for example, the 2 Dark Angels books, You know, there's quite a lot of stuff happens in there, and there's quite a lot of events in the Horus Heresy that repeat each other and immediately follow on from each other. And you'll see as you read Age of Extremis and Betrayer that a lot of these events happen at the same time.
Aye. Well, yeah, because they're different parts of the galaxy.
Exactly.
There are a lot of players in these books.
Yeah.
You've got 18 Primarchs. You've got.
I don't think I've really had too much of a problem with the length of Heresy books recently.
No. Long may it continue, because after the Heresy, we've got the Scouring, which is.
Assuming they get round that far, yeah. They've said 50 books. 50 books for Heresy.
So the Scouring, so the forces of Horus are in retreat, they're in disarray. The Imperium is in disarray because they're still reading.
And then Guilliman comes in, holds it all together, kicks them back to the Eye.
There's a lot to write about, and once they've done that, who knows? Maybe they'll do the Age of Apostasy.
But I mean, like, for example, when you talk about Finn books, one up there that I've not inflicted on you yet is Orion. The Darius Hinks book, the first, and that's the first of a trilogy, and that does feel brief.
Yeah, so
that does feel like a book that he could have easily.
It could be one book, just one story.
Yeah, or two books maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't read the other ones. I don't really want to. I was quite put off by the first one, but it does feel very brief. And yeah, there are a few books out there that just feel a little bit short. Yeah, a little bit short.
The sheer volume of work that's coming out of the Black Library, you have to. It's no surprise that there's a couple of books that aren't going to hit the mark, but generally,
I think they're pretty good. I really enjoyed Ravenwing. I look forward to the next part of that.
Yeah, Black Library is doing a good job. It's just very hard to keep track of what they're doing when they start doing ebooks and audio plays and all this, that, and the other. And
special editions, and as I say, these special editions come out, and you know the bits of the story that you're going to miss because you strange enough don't want to pay £30 for
there shouldn't be bits of stories which are so important you need to know, and I don't think they're going to do that. I hope and pray they're not going to make something really important only available as this premium.
Like the serialisation of Scars, for example. You know, as releasing a chapter at a time for.
Serialisation of Scars would have been good if Hammer and Bolter was still around.
I loved Hammer and Bolter.
Yeah. In fact, one of the books. Give me one of those books.
What, Hammer and Bolter? Yeah. I'll give the first one. It's great. It's Rhyme of Inferno.
Who else remembers Inferno?
I've got the first 8 sitting up there.
Brilliant. I sold all mine.
Yeah, I sold all mine. I needed money once, but I went out and got. I think I got those on eBay for like £5 for a lot. Brilliant. I was like, I didn't expect them to turn up. They were so cheap. I thought he would honestly just chip me on it, and then I'd have to recover it like a claim or something. But no, they turned up and they were brilliant. The only thing I would say is when you read them, the early ones, you can see that the writing is certainly a lot more sophisticated.
Well, they were doing short stories. Short stories are a different beast from a novel.
Even so, if you read the early Dan Abnett, like the Gilead and stuff like that, and you compare it to a lot of the stuff that's coming out now, there is a lot more sophistication behind it. I do like what Black Library does. I'm just not necessarily liking the way they do it.
No. So that's Black Library. Next on, I'm going to put my work hat on. Tabletop Nation, which is the big gaming space and shop down at the Wayland site. They've just got a new hobby group up on Facebook. So if you're local and you want to use the facilities of Tabletop Nation, get onto the Facebook page, join up.
I'll stick a link in the description.
Yeah, do. Join up. You can chat about what you want to do. You can see what we've got going on because there's events down there quite often. At the
arranged games.
Exactly.
There's going to be some leagues going on and all sorts of stuff.
There's scenery there for you to use. There's big tables there for you to use.
For those of you who don't know, it's kind of a bit like Warhammer World. Obviously, it's not quite the same, but you've got tables fully set out with scenery, ready for gaming, and then you've got a limited storefront presence for Wayland Games there as well. But
Tabletop Nation. The store is Tabletop Nation.
Oh, is it really?
It's just on the Wayland Games premises.
Okay, fair enough. But you've also got a cafe there, which serves alcohol.
If you're old enough.
Serves alcohol. And yeah, I mean, you can even just go down there and do a spot of painting if you want as well.
There's tables and chairs.
It's a pretty cool place, I have to say.
Obviously, take the stuff you need. So you'll take your little water pot, but you can have some water to paint with. Take
free water.
I'm not saying it's all free. You can have enough to wash your miniatures with and flush the toilet. Don't go crazy. Don't start filling up jerry cans and walking out again.
But yeah, you can just go down and have a few games. They do quite a lot of Apocalypse stuff down there. I know our new Project Log boys organising stuff down there. Our
new Project Log, let's just do a couple of mentions. Our new Project Log is another Facebook group. a group of 40k gamers who showing
Biggs and Lee Marshall, isn't it?
Yes, and
Yeah.
a host of others. Occasionally, in fact, we've got one.
They do a
scheduled.
monthly painting competition as well, which is really, really cool.
Yes, and occasionally they come down to Tabletop Nation, and we all play games. If I'm free, I get to join.
I desperately need to get out for some more games. I really do.
We are down there on Wednesday, the 30th. It's not all confirmed yet, but that's the plan to play some games for 40k. So come along.
I think I'm working.
Nah, bunk off work.
To be fair, it won't last that much longer after that anyway. But yeah, I don't know. I do need to get out more. Speaking about games, the last one we've got to talk about is our hobby activity.
Hobby. If you've noticed, I've been painting a lot of bollocks. Explicit language messages now. I've got to go up.
You know what? I'm surprised nobody's mentioned the boobs from the Darklands. Because I was half thinking that I might have to put a not safe word.
I think
I might have to go and do that.
No, I think we were saved by the fact that we couldn't get resolution high enough to see all that was on show.
I'll have you know those pictures are mighty fine.
I'm sure they are. I didn't look too closely at them because I already know what was in them.
But yes, anyway, you've been painting.
Dreadball. Shut up. A lot of you. I've been painting Dreadball. As the time of talking, I've got 3 Chromium Charger models painted, and Chromium Chargers are a team who start off as Jax, which is your basic Dreadball player.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to me, I haven't read the rules yet. And then they can use an action to transform into a different type of player.
I should have known.
So I have been painting these models, which I've chosen for no particular reason.
Which there are now pictures up on the site, on the video.
As Transformers. The theme is sporty Transformers.
Obscure Transformers.
The first one is Kickoff, who was, I don't think he was a soccer player, but he was very much in that vein. Croc, who is a soccer player. And then we've got Blur.
There's a Transformers soccer team?
Well, no, the war's on, but before the war, there was.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know this.
There was.
That's kind of cool, I suppose.
So then we've got Blur, who's a racer. Very
Yep,
fast.
of course.
I've already decided that the next 5 are going to be Stunticons.
Yeah, makes sense.
Which means I have 3 models that I need to pick colour schemes for, and the guys at the office, because we're playing a Dreadball office league.
Yep.
We've all pitched in to get Dreadball Ultimate, and I've already bagged me the big Simeon model.
Oh yeah,
Things
cool.
Primal.
Yep.
Paint scheme.
Well, that's just prime.
And Barricade, the 3-wheeled guy. I haven't chosen one for him yet, but it'll probably be one of the bigger guys.
Okay, cool.
Colour scheme I'll get for that. So pictures will be going up as I finish the models, but we're all really looking forward to playing Dreadball.
Yes, yeah, I've played Dreadball and it's fun. It's really fun. Another Mantic game, and again, some of the models really quite nice. I felt it offered a lot more tactical flexibility than.
Well, as I say,
Blood Bowl.
I haven't read the rules, but just skimming
You
through
played a game, haven't you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Haven't played
Well, you know,
it.
like in Blood Bowl, you can basically just all stand there and you can only move one player once, and you have a bit of a slugfest, and that's it. In Dreadball, you can move a player up to 3 times.
Yeah.
You have a certain amount of activations.
And you can use those however you want.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Yeah.
Scoring plays a much. I think if you score 7 points, you win.
Yeah.
Every time your opponent scores, your score goes down.
That's right. Yeah. So
and then
it's
at the end of the game, if nobody scored 7 points, whoever's got the most points.
yeah, it sways
So that's
each
more,
way,
That's more technical.
and you get points for how far away you throw it as well. It's like,
yeah, because the
you throw it into a little hole.
distance
2
you
points,
are-
3 points.
Yeah, it's like basketball.
But basketball, yeah.
So we're looking forward to playing that. I need to read the rules.
Yeah, I've got a couple of teams. I've got a Judwin team. I've got a Orc team, and I've got a
We've got
whatever
the,
the
teams
human team's called. I
the
can't remember what they're called.
corporation.
That's it. Yeah, I've got them as well. So I do need to get around to painting it, but they can join the list of other stuff.
But as well as that, we're going to be starting. If you're down Tabletop Nation on a Friday, because we're going, me, not you, but I will be with a group who are doing some D&D some Fridays in the month. So we're doing character creation.
Cool.
I used to play D&D with the Rock Dog crew, and I did enjoy it. I was a ranger.
I've been offered into an RPG, which I'm quite tempted by. It's the Dark Heresy one. I don't know. It's not my lack of imagination. I can create stuff. I can write stuff.
Well-
but it's on a very personal scale. I don't know if I'm any good at pretending.
Well, that's it. I didn't think I was, but before we did D&D, I did Deadlands, which was a weird Wild West.
Yeah.
game, and I was a card shark, and I put on this southern accent. I wore a hat and everything. Really got into it.
Cool.
And with the Ranger, I was trying to get into there, but there wasn't that much role playing to do. Whereas this one there is going to be a lot of role playing to do, and there is no miniatures involved. The last D&D game, we had maps, we had miniatures. It was very easy to visualise what was going on, which helped.
Okay.
Would have helped.
Yeah, with the props, as it were.
But that nothing like that's going to happen with this one. So it's a new experience.
Cool.
In that, yeah, it's going to be imagination.
There's a film I need to watch later, actually, called Zero Charisma.
Is it out?
It's out. Yeah, it's out. It's
seen the trailer. It looks really good.
Yeah, it's available on, I don't know, iTunes. Or
Link
whatever it is.
to the trailer.
Yes, link to the trailer. So yes,
You want to talk about your Predator miniatures?
yes, I've got
your
huge jar.
non-official Predator miniatures.
Yeah, they're called Hunters or something.
They're quite nice.
They're not bad actually. I need a guy on the Wargaming trading Facebook group who's put them up for a tenner. I was like, yeah, go on.
Link to that group,
Link to that group and pictures of the photos.
and also 50 Shades of Geek,
Yes,
because they do book reviews as well,
they do.
and they're actually quite good. So go visit them if you want to expand upon what we haven't got round to doing.
But, I think they're quite nice.
Yeah, you've got the blades on the wrist, you've got the pole arm, you've got the little shoulder gun there on that guy, you've got the little disc.
I'm going to see what I can do when I paint them up.
I
Chuck
reckon
some
a
detail
nice
on them.
paint job would do them proud. But they're
Made by
not,
a company called Copplestone or Cobblestone. I
yeah,
can't remember.
but they're not the only Predator models that are coming out at the moment, are they?
They are not. There is and there are pictures on the Conclave of Hull website, but I'll also put some in this video. Prodos Games, who made Warzone, did a Kickstarter for that last year, I think it was, have just put up some teaser shots, essentially, of what would appear to be a fully licensed Alien versus Predator miniatures game.
You say appears to be. So we've had no details from these people. We've only had a teaser.
They've
picture.
put up pictures. They have said it's fully licensed.
Oh well, that's good.
They haven't said what kind of form the game's going to take.
So
but
it's a game.
I'm presuming it's a game because the story has been written by Steve Perry,
Who is
the author of the Aliens novels. You know the Aliens novels that came out that were set after the Aliens movies?
So Aliens as a
Aliens
film,
Hive War,
Oh,
all
yes,
that kind of
yes.
stuff.
So
the ones before they killed off Hicks and...
expanded universe books.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
What we're talking about.
Steve Perry, who wrote those, is apparently on board to write this new game. It is apparently fully licensed and to scale as well, so the predators will be taller than humans. So 7.5 foot predators, 6 foot humans.
Do we know what miniature scale they're using?
I'm presuming it's 28mm, but I don't know for sure.
28mm or 28mm heroic, which is more like 31, 32, 33mm.
For the sake of the miniatures, I'd like to think it would be bigger, but we don't know yet. I've contacted Prodos to try and find out more.
Yeah, if anyone's had night models miniatures, they're in the larger sort
Yes,
of
definitely.
range. They'll
I actually got
probably
some
be
of those
that.
outside.
If they are in a similar scale, you can have Batman versus Alien, Batman versus
Yeah,
Predator.
we'll talk about them next time actually, because I've got
Yeah.
some of those knocking about outside. I don't
Yeah.
know if you've seen them yet.
No, we'll have a look. Cool, that's that. We've already half written the next one.
Yeah, so yeah, it looks really good. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if it's going to be. I presume it's going to be a Kickstarter. Most things are these days. Keep your eyes out. There is a link on the Conclave of Hull website. They look really nice. Did I show you the photos? Oh, you showed me the photos, didn't you?
I showed you
yeah,
the photos.
no, they're really nice.
So you've also been playing some games.
I have. I finally got some games. Couldn't believe it.
Not against me.
Nope, invited round a friend's house on Sunday for a day of gaming, and rather than letting real life and stuff get in the way, I jumped at the opportunity and I played what was actually only my second game of 6th edition. Four-way game.
Which was with which army?
I was using my Space Marines.
Your Space Marines being called
The Emperor's Blades. Pictures. Click.
Pictures.
There you go. And I was fighting against a Nurgle army. So no, I was fighting with a Nurgle army. I don't know how I'm going to explain this.
When you say Nurgle, was it Nurgle Demons or Nurgle Marines?
Nurgle demons.
Nurgle Demons, okay.
Yeah, they look like Sisters Battle. That's my excuse. I'm
It
sticking
was
to it.
you had a glamour
Why are
based
these
upon
exactly? Why are these Sisters Battles covered in flies? I don't know why they're covered in flies.
In fact, you need to write up, as part of our secret project we're doing, you need to write up a nice little piece of prose based on your battle
Yes.
to go up on the website. Did I just say secret project? That's exactly what it's going to stay as until you put up that artwork I gave you.
Yes, and
that's not even the big secret.
There'll be a devoted page for that as well.
Yes.
Anyway, carrying on. So yes, I was with a Nurgle team. Noble Demons army against Eldar and another Space Marine army.
You could have been allied with either of those people, and it would have been okay. So, are we going to write now into your army's fluff? They're easily fooled.
I have no idea. I was still writing my army list when the sides were being decided, to be honest, and it just wound up that way. So
you need to use this.
It was a good thing. We won a triumphant and crushing victory, 12 victory points to 6.
Don't rub it in or anything.
I wouldn't like to say that a great deal of that was my doing, but basically what happened was I picked my Space Marine army, and bear in mind it's my second game of 6th edition. I picked my Space Marine army around an objective game. At which point, was it Kill the Alien or the Alien was Julie Road, and it turned into a victory point game.
What did you put in your army, and why did you put that in?
I had 2 tactical squads for holding objectives. I had a squad of scouts, again for objectives.
And painted.
Well, yeah, I want to use as much paint stuff as possible. So, squad of scouts sits on the objective with sniper rifles, and then you just use your camo cloaks, and if you come under heavy fire, go to ground. You're like a 2+ cover save if you're sitting in a building. Brilliant. Very, very hard to shift off an objective, and they did survive to the end.
HQ? What did you use for HQ?
Chaplain with the Terminators.
Okay.
This is where it went wrong.
Elite. So you had Terminators for the elites. Any other elites?
No, if I went through the entire army, I had 2 tactical squads, scout squad, chaplain Terminators. I had Whirlwind, Storm Talon, which lasted exactly 1 turn, and you know what, I think that's about it. Oh, and a Dreadnought. You know my Dreadnought.
Yes.
Pictures all throughout that.
Dreadnought needs a banner or something. Magnetise a banner for it.
You reckon?
Yeah, he's a bit thin on top. He looks a bit bald.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose I could do a nice banner for him. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, I mean, there's me picking my nice objective army, and the game is rolled is sort of killing each other victory points. So I was like, oh great, okay. So a bit of my army doesn't really do much. It just kept throwing down crap missiles. But I took out a Predator tank with 2 crap missiles.
So your Storm Talon's debut game.
Yeah, it went great.
How many turns did it last before it was blown out of the sky?
Oh, one turn. Next turn. Flak missiles are pretty good.
The curse of newly painted model syndrome has now been lifted, so your next game might last a bit longer.
Well, that's the thing. Obviously, the reason the Storm Talon died is because it wasn't painted.
It wasn't painted?
It wasn't painted, no. It's the only unpainted model that I fielded, and that's why it died. It deserved to die.
Once you do get it painted, then you've still got newly painted model syndrome.
Yeah, so I just need to play more 40k and get more painting done. But yeah, it turned up next turn. It ineffectually shot a wave serpent, I think it was. And then next turn got blown out of the sky by 2 flak missiles. Some of the highlights in the game.
Yes, what happened with your Terminators and Chaplain?
Well, the Terminators and Chaplain, I spoke to David and I was like, where should we bring these down? He was like, bring them down here and try and kill the Wraith Lord. So brought them down. Obviously I was going to try and charge the Wraith Lord the next turn because you can't charge after deep striking. Unleashed and shooting at it, which was largely ineffectual. It then took a couple of them out. Then they got in combat with it. Quite miserably failed to take it out. And then got jumped on by Wraith Blades.
Terminators failed to kill a Wraith Lord.
Yeah, I didn't get more in combat.
That is a lucky Wraith Lord.
Well, I only got 2 in combat. Or yeah, 2 in the Chaplain. And Crosus Arcanum now just +2 to your strength, that's it.
But that would be giving you strength 6, so you would
then he gets 3+ armour save, so...
does he against that? Is it only a 4+ AP? AP4?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Crosus Arcanum and not all that anymore. So, yeah, anyway,
no,
then the
Wraith
Blades jumped on me.
Realistic.
Yes, yeah, they are, yeah. Then the Wraith Blades jumped on me.
How did they do? Because I've got a squad.
They slaughtered me.
I've got a squad put together.
They slaughtered me. You see, before that, really funny, the Wraith Blades, which had the Spirit Seer in the middle, the Spirit Seer got possessed.
Oh.
And turned into a Nurgle held.
Was that something that the Nurgle army was able to do to the Spirit Seer?
No, it was every turn you roll on the table. And it's like the Winds of Chaos or whatever it was. And one time it was Nurgle's Rot, another time it was the Storm of
because they've got that chart in the new book, haven't they?
That's right, yeah. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
So it was the AP2 axes that did for you?
Yeah, but he forgot the Unwieldy rule, so I didn't get my hits back. I should have taken out a few more of those Wraith Blades, but he forgot the Unwieldy rule, so I didn't get a chance to strike back, because Power Fists, obviously.
Yes. So what you're telling me is I should paint my Wraith Blades?
They were crap, mate. I wouldn't bother.
And get another Wave Serpent?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. The Wave Serpent definitely wasn't the most annoying things in the entire game. I spent the entire game trying to kill.
I stripped a load of rogue trader models at the weekend, in which there was a couple of Eldar musicians, the old ones.
Oh yeah.
Which I'm going to use as Spirit Seers.
Cool. I hope they get possessed. But yeah, so that was going on over that end. My scouts took out the Wraith Lord with their sniper rifles, just kept popping away, wounding every turn. David's greater demon of Nurgle's got the nice Forge World one. Came down and chased a group of Scorpions across the board.
The giant father.
Yeah,
cougar.
yeah, really, really nice one. Yeah. The other Spaceman army was wiped out to a man. I think
The Eldar were doing their thing though.
Yeah, exactly.
In harm's way. Excellent.
and I was
We should ally.
And
No
I-
Eldar and your Space Marines.
and I was putting the Noble Demons in harm's way.
Why were you doing that? If they were friendly sisters of Battle.
There was
Shouldn't you
one
be trying to
stage where my
help?
sisters, my Space Marines were doing practically nothing, sat in the back out of range.
That is poor.
But yeah, it was great. We won the game by quite a large amount. Hey, I got a good few victory points. Took out a Predator with 2 crack missiles. The other Spaceman army, as I say, was completely wiped out. The Eldar were pretty much decimated. The Great Demon just slaughtered everything it came across. A whole squad of Terminators gone. Most of the Spaceman army munched. It was a really fun game. The reasons why I play 40k are for fun and for the crazy stuff that happens. Only if you want crazy stuff that happens. Bearing in mind, I'm fighting with Nurgle demons. Got my whirlwind, I like to keep my whirlwind
Yes.
nearest to that and just keep launching
I
templates over.
know you're whirlwind.
Works really well
bastard
against
thing.
Eldar, it's great. I targeted a squad of Rangers, and it was a Rangers, and Swooping Hawks. Have you seen how nice the Swooping Hawks are in the new Codex?
Yes.
3 shots each.
Yes.
Ridiculous. They nearly wiped out my scout squad, but one survived.
Despite what previous YouTube videos may have made it appear that I think about the Eldar Codex, I love the Eldar Codex.
It's great. I think a lot of the Eldar character back. But yeah, so I tried to put this template on the Whirlwind on top of all these Hawks and the Rangers,
That would have done for them.
and then scattered it the perfect amount to land it directly on the last Plague Bearer's head.
Now that
Killing him
machine,
outright.
that machine spirit managed to knew what was going on, even if the rest of your Marines didn't.
So yeah, inadvertently wiped out that and gave a victory point to the other team. And the last Space Marine in the opposing Space Marine army died from Nurgle's Rot.
Oh.
The only thing, because you roll each unit in the opposing army, you roll a dice on a 6. It takes D6 strength 4 hits, I think it is, or no AP. And killed the last Space Marine, who's the only thing in the entire thing to be affected. Poor Space Marine, all on his own, surrounded by enemies, just dies of Nurgle Rot and
Virus bomb.
putrefies.
Virus bomb all over again.
And it was a really fun game of 40k. Reminded me of why I like playing 40k so
Wow.
much. It was a really, really fun game. And then after that we played Cards Against Humanity, which hilarious but disgustingly offensive is the best way to describe it, I think.
Yeah.
It's a free, the cool thing about Cards Against Humanity, downloadable game. It's free.
Is it?
Yeah,
So you just
print it
have
off.
to print it off the
Print it off.
cards?
Print off cards. There is a copy you can buy as well,
Yeah.
which is the UK version. I will say that the
It's more themed to what we would
yeah,
understand.
exactly. Yeah, you got Jimmy Savile and Jay Goody in there, as
Yeah.
opposed to what the
Let's not
Americans might have.
invite any posthumous legal action.
I've not said in what context. But yeah, so yeah, there's a free to download version, or you can buy the actual thing with the cards. It's hilarious fun. I mean, with drinks and things, it would be an absolute riot, I'm sure. And then after that, we played a game of X-Wing because the guys haven't played X-Wing, so we busted out X-Wing.
How did you like it, guys? Would you comment for us?
Yes, please do. I think they really enjoyed it. It was
Cool.
a hell of a lot of fun. Vader flew into another TIE fighter again. He does that every single turn. I don't know why.
Well,
He's got 2 actions a turn. He can barrel out of the way and everything, but no, crunch, no actions for you.
yeah. Well, maybe the guy did something that was displeasing him.
But yeah, there's X-Wing's an awful lot of fun to play. We didn't use the Millennium Falcon or Slave one. We just kept it to the fighter ships. So yeah, that was my hobby weekend. And other than that, painting wise, not much.
Well,
Not really.
I hope by the end of the week to at least get another Dreadball.
Just the one.
Just one.
Cool.
Well, I'm not going to aim high because then if I do better,
I
then
have got some
punch
painting.
the air.
I have got some painting to do somewhere around here. They're in here. They are in here. I've got my Legion. Always.
Vision of Everblight.
Yeah,
for
Legion of
Hordes.
Everblight. Hordes. For Privacy Press Hordes. And they come along quite nicely. They're still dark. I want all my painting, unfortunately. So,
Well, it's winter now.
but they're going to be magnetised.
Yeah.
So, just
Right,
get magnets in it.
We're almost at the 1.5 hours mark. So
Hey, we beat last time.
we mentioned last time that we were getting close to 100 likes, and
We were.
We have surpassed 100 likes. And
We sure
said
have.
we'd give us something away. Nothing too major, but I think it's a nice little prize we've got here.
Yes.
I've got 3 Army Painter brushes. We have the character brush, which is a kind of standard brush. We have the detail brush, which is what it says. And then we have the insane detail brush, which is a very, very nice.
Very fine.
It's not as fine as the Psycho brush.
That's ridiculous.
I promised Ellen, and I delivered today. And that is an insanely detailed brush. But 3 brushes, which we hope you'll get some good use out of.
Absolutely. And the way we're going to do this, in best gaming tradition, as we have, excluding me, Lee, and my girlfriend, we have 100 members exactly. I'm going to roll a D100.
Can I roll one?
Yeah, of course, you roll 10s and I roll units.
Right,
and then we're going to count down, and whoever this is, you've won the brushes.
Okay, so here
I
we
hope
go.
it's not Andrew Babcock, because we have to send him to America.
Yeah. Sorry, Andrew. What's the next guy from Andrew?
Right, roll.
It's 30.
31.
Right, so ignore.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Isn't this
5,
exciting?
6,
Listening
7,
to them count down
8,
people.
9, 10. Better than Big Brother.
So we're there.
I'm just going to do it in threes now. 13, 16, 19. Take you out, that's 18.
Yep.
21, 24, 27.
Almost there.
30. 31 is Alexander Wong.
Alex,
Alex, you've won 3 brushes.
yes. Now, if you would like the prize, please PM me your posting address. If you do not want the prize because you've got plenty of brushes, or if you're just not hobbying much, let me know and we will roll again and pick someone else. But I think our next giveaway, say about 250 likes.
I reckon, yeah, 250. And then after that, we're not doing anything until 40,000. So. No, congratulations, Alex. We just wanted to do something to commemorate our 100 members.
Who'd have thought we'd get to 100 members?
I did. Had faith.
Oh, well, faith of the heart. I'm still waiting for someone to explain how we bottle that and use it to fly spaceships.
Faith in the hobbying community.
Yes.
So it's good.
That's that done. There's just one last thing I want to talk about. You have updated the site.
I have, yes. Through some kind of weird glitch, where I said that I had very limited page count on the site, I don't know what's happened. I seem to have got a free upgrade, and until I get the massive bill for it from my website provider, we can add pages. So I've put in a news page, which I'm going to try and update every single day. I'm also going to get Lee to try and provide me the stories for, so I can get that updated.
If I've got the time. I'm a very busy person.
He says he's a very busy person.
I'm a very busy person.
And there's now a page for these podcasts, so the YouTube videos for those will be appearing on this page.
Yep, they'll all be in one place, so you can find them.
Page for the interviews, of which we have some lined up. There's, I've got the potential to add more pages to the website. I've spruced it up a little bit as well, made it look a little bit shiny, so let me know what you think about that.
We do need more content, so if you want to give us some content, we'll put it.
Unfortunately, yeah, me and Lee just can't provide anything. We both have fairly busy lives, and
we have some extra things to do based on the sort of stuff that we're doing for the Conclave.
Yeah.
So we have to split our efforts between those various projects.
Yeah, I have still got to get round to writing another article for Beast of War, which is the third part of my narrative series.
As do I.
But at the moment, unfortunately, for me in particular, that's just out of the window. I've got so much going on at the moment, unfortunately, outside of the hobby. I wish I could spend more time enjoying things, but
so we'd like it if you could take some of the slack.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you guys have got ideas, any kind of like painting tutorials, David Richardson, you put up a really nice picture of some custodes.
Yes.
With a lovely blending on the halberd blade.
Yes.
If you want to knock up a little tutorial for that, that'd be brilliant.
We've got our mini of the month. It doesn't have to be a 40k mini.
Yep.
Mini of the month.
I'm picking the next one.
Yeah, you're picking the next one.
And then after that, opening it up.
We'd like people to have a think about it. We'd prefer one that's got some resonance with you, where you've got a personal reason why you like that miniature, not just because it's a nice miniature. So that's something people can get involved in. But we've got our secret project, which we'll talk about next time, as long as Alan gets the first little bit of it that we reveal onto the website.
I'll set up a page for it.
Yes, there'll be a page for it. I'm not giving anything away about it. We're just starting something which actually leads into something else, which you can be part of. You can help us with this, but you'll learn more when you read what I've actually put down.
And yeah, that's about it, really.
Sky's the limit.
Yes, this is just the beginning.
Yes, there's loads to be doing. So go have a look. Let us know what you think. By all means, drop us a line if you've got anything to say. You can do it through the Facebook page. You can PM us. We don't mind whatsoever. But until next time, or until we see you on the Facebook page, that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've covered absolutely everything. We've actually done 10 minutes more than last time. So I think it's time
can you
to
imagine how long it's going to be this time?
Well, that's like another 100 Google images that I've got.
Well, that's
to
a
find.
nice 45-minute split.
Right. Anyway, awesome. Cheers, guys, and see you next time.
Bye-bye.